Hey, welcome to the channel Do You Know? Make yourself comfortable if you're watching before bedtime. I wish you a pleasant stay. If you suddenly fall asleep and don't finish watching this video, this has happened to me many times with relaxing videos. Come back to this video tomorrow because it will be interesting and useful after or during a busy day. Today we're going to figure out why we can't tear ourselves away from the oddly satisfying video for hours. Why and on what are we so pleasantly addicted? A term born out of Reddit as an attempt to describe the inexplicably pleasing quality that watching some mundane thing could rouse in its viewer, oddly satisfying videos encompass everything from watching pressure washers clean to marble cake glazing and industrial machines cutting through ice. Defining the oddly satisfying is akin to throwing a scrunched up ball of paper and getting it smack bang in the trash can the first time round, and then watching it as a compilation over and over and over again. Whether it's pouring, cutting, washing, mixing, or slicing, an entire ecosystem of this video has surfaced, hypnotizing the internet in a technicolor dream of instant satisfaction. Which got me wondering, what exactly is it about oddly satisfying videos that make them, well, so oddly satisfying? Unlike the older version of the oddly satisfying, what these newer videos have in common, aside from the lurid colors and excessive glitter, is a deliberate recreation of visually congruous elements that have no real utility other than to satisfy its viewers. It is purposeful where others before were accidental, but it is also creative. There is something about finding congruence in visual stimuli that seem to be the value. I think people are starting to understand there is an art to creating things that are oddly satisfying. Let's look at this phenomenon from a psychological point of view. These videos are everywhere and scientists and professors are catching on. Several have set out to determine the scientific reason why these videos elicit autonomous sensory meridian response, ASMR, a tingling sensation on the skin that causes positive emotions. Do you know? Watching oddly satisfying videos causes the release of chemicals in the brain that bring about the happiness and positivity, namely serotonin and dopamine. These are the same neurotransmitters that fire when humans eat sugar, have sex, or get a notification on their phone. A study conducted at Swansea University that surveyed ASMR enthusiasts concluded that a vast majority of them reported watching ASMR videos to relax, distress, and get a better night's sleep. But why do these videos make us feel relaxed? Dr. Anita Deek of the University of Pax attributes this to the mirror neuron theory, which holds that watching someone perform an action elicits the same neurological response as performing that action ourselves. So, in essence, we get pleasure from oddly satisfying videos as if we were actually cutting soap or crunching slime ourselves. They serve as a form of microtherapy that satisfies and relaxes our brain and body. In fact, several viewers reported that these videos cause a tingling feeling on their scalp, which some describe as a pleasurable headache that slowly moves down their neck and spine. These videos are basically a shortcut to a blissed out meditative state. But just as with other types of satisfaction, not every person has the same neurological and biological response to oddly satisfying videos. In the same survey conducted at Swansea University, researchers found that around half of those surveyed experienced ASMR while watching these videos, while the other half didn't. Let's see what you experience with ASMR. Here's an oddly satisfying video to track your experience and feelings. It would be very interesting to learn the feelings you experienced from the videos you watched. So share in the comments under the video, did you have a pleasant tingling sensation, meditative moment? On the surface, a lot of videos that are marked fair are pretty boring. 10 minutes of sand cutting seems like a tedious task in the digital world of instant and automatic updates. The Live Science note, using this scientific term for a state of heightened alertness, states, even if you do not consciously realize that you are under stress, your body knows that you are stressed or psychologically aroused. It might nudge you towards this kind of calming and interesting content. Do you know? Tibetan Buddhists, for example, spend painstaking hours making colorful designs called mandalas out of sand, which are then destroyed to symbolize the transitory nature of life. The rock gardens that Zen Buddhists traditionally create also often involve pleasing designs raked into sand. Videos don't have the tactile sensation of real-world activities, of course, but they do often integrate sound, like the crunching of sand or the squishing of slime. Some people even say they get a pleasing sensory tingle from these videos, or ASMR. Aesthetic enjoyment. If there is another common thread to videos under the oddly satisfying hashtag, it's symmetry and completion. Humans like symmetry, so oddly satisfying videos may be satisfying for their aesthetic value alone. That said, it's not really clear why symmetry is psychologically soothing. Evolutionary psychologists have theorized that perhaps symmetrical faces are an indication of good health, but the actual evidence linking symmetry and health is slim. Another theory is that the brain prefers symmetry because symmetrical things are easier for it to process, though that too is up for debate. Completion also seems to appeal to some psychological need. In a study in the Journal of Behavior Therapy and Experimental Psychiatry, researchers asked participants to write all the words they could remember from a list they'd previously seen, ostensibly as a memory test. In some cases, they stopped the participants from completing the list, triggering a feeling of incompleteness. The inability to complete the list bothered people. In fact, 2 participants who had been diagnosed with obsessive-compulsive disorder actually emailed the study authors after the fact with a complete list because they couldn't bear to think that the task remained undone. Even the participants without psychological diagnosis reported negative emotions and feelings of actual physical discomfort at not being able to finish what they'd started. For reasons not quite understood, some people with the OCD don't interpret the sensory clues that indicate the job is done, leaving them searching fruitlessly for a sense of completion. The quest for finality often leads to things like continually arranging objects, checking doors repeatedly to see if they are locked, or cleaning things uncontrollably. With oddly satisfying videos, gratification of these psychological urges is as simple as pulling out a smartphone. So, now we know that oddly satisfying videos have some pretty surprising health benefits. Share your observations from what similar actions you get pleasant sensations or sensory tingling sensations in the brain. For example, I have such sensations from the sound that appears as a result of how scissors cut paper or fabric materials. Oh, my passion. I really look forward to your impressions and suggestions. That's all for now. Suggest your topics, write comments and your thoughts, and don't forget to like this video. Each of your likes, comments and channel subscriptions motivate us to make more interesting content and delight you. See you soon, friends!